Walking Macau Streets. Dear Lord, show me a sign. Give me a map. Oh yeah.
So that's kind of a cool little space. It's kind of like this Lazarus area. It's really photogenic. It's kind of a cool looking space like that. So I guess this is all on that street. This is the Macau House of Macau Literature right here. I gotta go check that out sometime. Okay, so we walked all the way down to that spot, and now we're gonna walk along this golden yellow, and then okay, this is gonna be a long street, but not too bad. We're kind of like right in the middle of it, so I'm gonna start in this space, and then I'm gonna film the whole thing all the way down, and just to give you a little idea where we are exactly. This is the Top Siak area, so we're going to be passing through this area in a little bit, and then this one goes all the way down that way, so I'm going to take it all the way down, and it's going to go through all these kind of cool looking buildings, and there's basically like this whole stretch is all these really beautiful purple and yellow. So I'm going to go all the way down that way and then find the beginning of it, and then we're going to come back down, and then we're going to do this one right here. 2024. Let's check out Macau. Come on. You know what I'm gonna do? I gotta walk down this way anyway, so I'm gonna start from the middle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk down to the end on this side, and then I'm gonna come back, and I'll start again right here and do the other part. So that's my plan. By the way, up there is Gia Lighthouse, which is way up at the top of this mountain up there. So that one is a lighthouse that overlooks the city, and that has a lot of history. I think it's the oldest lighthouse in Asia. And I had no idea that this street that we're going to be walking down, I didn't know that it was so long. I think what happens is, oh, we'll see. Ah, it's funny. So that one, it's kind of a cross street right there. And then yeah, I do see a sign. That sign right there does say, there's a sign, you can see it right there. Avenida Conselheiro Ferreira de Almeida. So I guess this is all on that street. This is the House of Macau Literature right here. I gotta go check that out sometime. And then this one is a different, I think it's some kind of museum, but I can't remember exactly what it is. Oh yeah, it's an academy of some kind. I really want to open it, I really want to go in, but I know that this street is kind of a long street. But it is a beautiful building. That's all bamboo all along that wall right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back out. Then we're going to continue along. It looks like we can sneak across if we're careful. Okay, so now we're back at our target street. So we got another one of these kind of cool yellow and purple buildings. So the street is filled with them. And that name, Conselheiro, I think it's like consulate? So is it like... Excuse me. So I don't know if these were originally like consulates? I don't know. So that's kind of a cool little space in there. Okay. So we're gonna keep on going down. We got our green light. Okay, let me just see. Okay, so now we're still walking down it. Some kind of cool spaces everywhere. Okay, so now we're gonna be, I think we're still following our street here. And then I'm gonna turn off the camera when we get a little bit further. And then I'm gonna film the other direction. But there's kind of a lot of cool stuff on this street, so it's hard not to, like right over on the other side of this, there's a beautiful park, and there's also kind of a cool building on the other side. We'll try to capture that as well. So yeah, this street is a much longer street than I thought. Actually, I think the other side of the street is more colorful. There's the bus stop. So this right here called Holland Garden is this garden right on the other side of that. Okay, so this street would end up here, and then I'm going to turn off the camera, go back to the middle part, and then we're going to walk the other direction. Yeah, there's some really nice buildings on the other side. And the end of this building goes up to all the way down to that bridge down there. So what I kind of want to do is I want to go back. Actually, what I really want to do is be on this side, because over on this side I can capture the coolness of those yellow buildings right there. So that would be the end of this street down that way. But of course now I want to go the other way. So I'm going to turn the camera off, and then you can see the purple and yellow building straight ahead. So we're going to turn it back on over there. So so stop and go all the way up that way. Okay. So we kind of have, we're stuck at a red light. I think this street even goes past that. I just was looking at the map. I think it goes down even further. But nonetheless, we're just going to go back to this space. And I'll turn the camera when we get back to Top 6 Square there. Okay, so we walked all the way down to that spot, and now we're going to walk along this golden yellow. And then we're going to be back to where we were just a minute ago, 7 or 8 minutes ago. And then we're going to go down this other direction of the same street. But I am glad we started here, because this is one of the most photogenic areas of it. And then that's going to be, and I never noticed that this actual street went down that long like that. So we're going to follow it all the way down. See how far we can go and film the street in its entirety. I think I usually In the past when I filmed this area, I've usually just called it Top 6 Street, Top 6 area. Or last time I went behind it and there's a Top 6 Street, because this street is known as that. And I just didn't really know that it had its own name that went all the way through. What happened was this was a different street altogether. That's the first casino of Macau right over there. So what happened was this was its own street, and then they built it. They built this whole square in this area, and so that space right over there, there's Gia Lighthouse up at the top of that hill, and then that little casino right there is the first casino of Macau, and that was what year was that? It was before Stanley Ho and before Lisboa casino. I can't remember the name of that casino right now. Okay. It looks like our street just goes down this way right here, so we're gonna follow that all the way down. So the traffic will come through and come down this way. So they used to, I think this used to be the road that we're on right now. There's a ambulance, I think it's going to Turnbull Hospital. So this road was a road, right? And then they put this where it went underneath, and they built this little Top 6 square right here. So that's why this street kind of goes through the square, even though it's not really an avenue anymore. You know, it's more of a plaza. Okay, so we're gonna walk all the way down this way. That's a cemetery up that way. So we're gonna walk all the way down. That's a restaurant. And we're gonna just see where this how the street, let me see, is it rain on it? We're gonna see where the ending of the street is out on this side. Rua do Campo is it turns into a street called Rua do Campo, which is like Field Street in English. So Campo is like field, and that one was used to just go into the fields. It was nothing, it went into nothing, and then they built this space up here. I don't know, like maybe early 1900s or something like that. Maybe a little bit earlier, but I think it like more massively in the early 1900s. So this street right here, this Conselheiro or kind of name, like I don't know, maybe it was like to the consulate to China or something. I don't know, I'm not really sure. But the street is a lot different. It's an avenue, and that Top 6 is kind of nice. And then you got some Volong Street is up that way, so that's kind of a cool little space. It's kind of like this Lazarus area. It's really photogenic. It's kind of a cool looking space like that. And then this street right here got cut off, so I think that this street would have went through and ended up through here. This John Louis the Baptist Street, Louis João Baptista. So this street would have connected to this street, which would have connected to the other one, but then they all got divided up. So it's kind of interesting. So we're going to navigate through this. So it's kind of a cool little space though. This street right here is kind of known for having a lot of shoes, sports, like Nike shoes, Nike stuff. That's kind of interesting right there. It says vintage around, and then it has a vintage around Facebook page and Instagram page. So it's like kind of a vintage clothing. Then you got all these stores here like Sense. And then you're gonna see other ones that are similar. It's a bank right here. Bank of China and Taifang Bank are right next to each other here. It's kind of interesting because remember we had all those purple and green? We have another one like this right here. And this goes up to this Lazarus area. And you can kind of see a little touch of it up that way. So it's a really beautiful little space. This is John of Alameda Street. So we're going to continue down our street. There's a shoe shop. Now we're getting all these shoe shops now. So that's kind of interesting, the shoe shops. And then the purple and yellow up there. So I didn't really think about the purple and yellow being themes. Hello. Hi. Hello. So they're all coming out of a pool hall. Let's just kind of walk in there real quick. So 9-ball, so you can play 9-ball in this space. I've never been inside here, but I see people come by here sometimes. 24 hours, snooker. This ice cream shop is has a lot of history. I think it's kind of well known as one of the first ice cream shops in Macau historically. That one right there. Lai K ice cream. More shoes over there. And we got Adidas shops over here as well. Yeah, you know, I've never filmed the street end to end. I've just kind of filmed little pieces of it. I think I always thought this was part of Rua de Campo. But then I always thought Topsec was a different space. Let me just kind of walk in here a little bit. I think this is Brandau Street. Sorry. So this is Brandau Street. It goes up into the hills. And then Brandau goes like up this way. And then it also goes up this way, so you can also see it goes up, so you can take this overpass and you can see Brandau. See. So right up there Brandau goes up, so we're going to try to continue past all of our people, and then Brandau goes up that way too, so it kind of goes up both sides. It's just kind of an interesting novelty. I have filmed Brandau Street before, so so that one you can see lots of shoe shops everywhere, bikes, Adidas again. And then I believe that this street will end right up at this corner here. And then I think it turns into Campo Street. So kind of a long street, but kind of a cool street too. The street just has a lot of cool buildings on it. I just think the history of it was kind of good. So now this street turns into, this will turn into Rua de Campo right in this space. And then this one right here is called Ferreira de Almeida, and that goes up like that. And that goes up to Gia Hill, Gia Lighthouse and such. And then this was our street that we just did. And this is the end of our street. So we're gonna end it here. And I hope you liked it. $2024. Let's check out Macau. Come on.